And now, visit GoBarton.com.
Okay, Sports Day in 3, 2, 1.
Importantly, trying to drive in Michael Garcia. And Freddie, it's a ground ball right side for his third hit of the night. Garcia scores, and the Royals' lead is 2 in the ninth inning.
For Zerpa, I mean, that's the best outing we've seen, from him in a while, and we have all the confidence in the world with him, so I hope that gets him feeling really good about himself.
Give him a fastball catch, goes the other way. Ramos can't get there, it's down, and one hops the wall. Caglione headed to second. Ramos' throw on the way, it's late, and Jack Caglione has a one-out double, just like Peyton Wilson did to the opposite field.
Yeah, just, trying to add some, couple yards to the catch, and it's definitely been a factor in my game. I play running back growing up, so, I'm used to, getting some yards at the contact and, yards at the catch, and just, helping the offense, maybe, 3 yards, each catch, be helpful.
So switching from receiver to running back, it was, the more challenges would be just running and lining up inside the hole, I'll say, just being more patient and actually being a back that has
the emotions of the game. Just got excited there, but I'll talk with him. I'll talk with Giannis eventually about it. Just I don't think that my pops is in the right at all. And as far as my pops again, I don't agree with what happened there. We'll have a conversation. Everybody's going in.
And the kiddo, they might see his career arc to be very similar to Travis Kelce, which I probably would agree as well. So he's still going to perform at a high level, going into the last part of his career. He's going to be 32 during the season this year.
Back for Gossesman. Oh! Series over! Sebastian Aho wins it on the power play in overtime!
Welcome to Sports Day on 1590 KVGB 95.5 FM. The talk of the town. Is there nothing better than playoff hockey? Yes, indeed. Welcome to the Wednesday show. Steve Webster with you in studio, along with our executive producer, Landon Winkler. We got a busy show today. We have a busy studio. I hope it cleaned up. I need to shut my door, Landon, in there. My room is messy today. It's really, really bad. So I'll shut the door, and so won't see the dirty laundry in there. All right? So on the show today, Great Bend Lady Panther softball coach Carrie Minton is going to be in today. And let's see, Deshauna Bryant, Caitlin Mazook is going to be in, and the star of yesterday's show, Shayla Prendergast. Shayla pitched a one-hitter, struck out 11 as Great Bend beat Garden City yesterday, 5-0 at the sports complex. Now they'll have a chance to clinch the WAC title tomorrow when they head to Garden City for a doubleheader. We'll talk to them about that. Great Bend swim coach Jade Winter will be in today, and she's going to have her 4 seniors on this year's team with her: Clarice Knapp, Joe Mazook, Dixie Gallant, and Darcy Feist. Lady Panthers will have Senior Day tomorrow when they host their meet out at Barton Community College. And the voice of the Tigers, Gerard Welbrock, will join the show to talk everything Fort Hays State. But we'll start with the sounds of the past 24 hours or so. Royals starting a 6-game road trip last night in Tampa. Ryan Lefevre the call. Freddie Fermin singles in the 9th. That drove home Mikael Garcia. Big insurance run. The Royals beat the Rays 3-1. That was game 1 of a 3-game series in Tampa. Michael Lorenzen pitching 6 strong innings for his 50th career win, and he was facing a Rays team that had been playing pretty good, that is playing pretty good. They're right in the middle of the American League East title race, and they'd won 5 games. Only blemish for Lorenzen was Junior Caminero hit a solo homer in the 4th inning. Lorenzen retired 9 of his final 11 before 3 Kansas City relievers combined to shut out the Rays over the final 3 innings. And Royals manager Matt Quatrero talking about the 7th, 8th, and 9th. Zerpa had not been pitching well, but came in last night and had a good, strong inning. Estevez closed it out, sprained his ankle in the 9th inning. I think he's going to be okay. And Lucas Ursig pitched the 8th inning, so the Royals bullpen was solid last night. Bobby Witt Jr. extended his hitting streak to 20 games. He singled in the 8th inning. 20 games, the longest hit streak in the majors since Jose Iglesias hit safely in 22 straight in September of last season. Royals got back to 500 mark as well. They're 15-15. They'll play the Rays again tonight. We'll have the broadcast for you starting at 5:30 here on KVGB. Call last week, Royals top prospect Jack Caglione doubles to the opposite field. One of two hits he had off future Hall of Famer Clayton Kershaw, who was making a rehab start for the Tulsa Drillers. Talked about Jack Caglione with Hesh yesterday on the show, wondering if he's going to be up this year. Having a solid year at Double-A in his first year of professional baseball, hitting .282, 4 home runs, 22 RBIs, 17 runs in 21 games for the Naturals. All right, Kansas City, let's go ahead and get to our local softball. I mentioned Shayla Prendergast with a huge day yesterday. 11 strikeouts, 1 hitter, and Great Bend winning 5-0. So we'll talk Great Bend Panther softball coming up. Great Bend Panther baseball team also winning yesterday as they were able to knock off Liberal 3-1. Panthers now 14-4 on the season. They're 6-2 in the WAC. They'll be at home Friday for a doubleheader with Dodge City out at the Sports Cup. It'll start Friday in Dodge City. The Barton Lady Cougars are the 3rd seed after turning in a great performance during the regular season. Ended up just 2 games back of Butler and Hutchinson, who tied for the Jayhawk lead. They will play, as I predicted, Colby in their first game. That'll be at 2 o'clock at Legends Field in Dodge City, and that will be on Field 2, if you want to remember that. But you can see that the bracket and the matchups, they'll play 2 games the first day. Hopefully it would be a winner's bracket game that would start at 6 o'clock that night. But the entire bracket is on GreatBendPost.com. Barton Baseball is home today. This was a change that was made Monday after Brent Biggs was in here because we were talking about him having to get ready to go to Coffeyville. But they don't have to because Coffeyville is coming to Great Bend today for the start of a 4-game series. And Barton and Coffeyville will play 2 here and then 2 in Coffeyville on Friday. That'll wrap up the regular season for the Jayhawk West champions. It's a later start today for the doubleheader at Lawson Biggs Field. It will begin at 3. All right, Kansas City Chiefs letting the media meet their draft picks this week. Chiefs bolstered their offensive and defensive lines in the first 3 rounds of the NFL draft. They also drafted a couple of versatile players to help the offense. You heard Utah State wide receiver Jalen Royals. A lot of people high on him. He missed the final 4 games of last year. Maybe one of the reasons he fell to the Chiefs in the 4th round. And the Chiefs like his ability to get yards after the catch. And that's what Jalen Royals was talking about on that the comment that you heard. And then a running back, Brashard Smith. He was taken in the 7th round, but everyone says this was a deep running back class. And Smith he played at Miami, transferred to SMU, talking about starting his career as a wide receiver before making the switch to running back. Our other sounds the past 24 hours or so, we've all done dumb things, right? When we're young, I'm not saying I haven't done dumb things here lately, but it's assumed that you're going to do stupid things when you're growing up that are going to embarrass your parents. Never as a parent should you embarrass your children, but that's what happened last night. Tyrese Halliburton, guard for the Indiana Pacers, they won a big game last night in the playoffs. Halliburton was really excited about Indiana's overtime rally against the Bucks. Got to the locker room, watched the replay, and then he saw his father, John, on the court confronting 2-time MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo. Boy, I haven't said that name in a while. Anyway, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yeah. So Halliburton said he had a talk with his dad, doesn't agree with what happened. He had this, I don't think my pops was in the right at all. Yeah, don't embarrass your children. And, it's probably not wise to go up there and get into a argument with Giannis. Okay, what else do we have here today? Tom Telesco, former NFL general manager, believes George Kittle will age like Travis Kelce. 49ers hope so because they agreed to a 4-year contract extension with Kittle's. It'll make him the highest paid tight end in NFL history. $76.4 million worth over 4 years. $35 million of that is guaranteed. And Telesco was talking about the age that Kittle will be when that contract comes to an end, and thinking that he'll be able to age like we have seen the Chiefs with Travis Kelce. And finally, the Carolina Hurricanes network. Sebastian Aho hammered a one-timer past Jacob Markstrom at 4:17 of the second overtime. Carolina beat the Devils last night 5-4 and clinched their first-round playoff series. Okay, coming up we have Panthers softball and maybe a chance to... You know, I had this down, Landon. I had it down. Giannis Antetokounmpo. You don't say a word for a while. Yeah, we just better get going here. All right. Maybe I'll ask the Great Bend Lady Panthers what they think. Coming up next here on Sports Day. Not a clue. Not a clue. Our show brought to you by Marmy's. Marmy Auto Group. 10th Street in Great Bend. American Plains Co-op Bulk Fuel Department featuring number 2 clear diesel, bulk fuel, E10, fuel delivery, and all your lubricants and fuel supplies. And the Barton Cougar Booster Club continuing their efforts to make the Barton Athletic Department the best in the country. I'll work on it. Sports Day rolling on after that.
Ready for a fresh start this spring? Equity Bank is here to help you bloom into better banking with a $300 bonus. Receive $300 when you open a new Equity Bank checking account and use code FRESH either in person or online. It's the perfect way to reset your routine and refresh your finances. Visit equitybank.com/fresh for full details and start your season strong. At Equity Bank, they never forget it's your money. Member FDIC.
When it comes to car maintenance, it's good to know a local guy that can get things done. The Eller family has been in the auto repair business in Great Bend forever. Greg Eller continues that long tradition of helping people. Eller Automotive Repair specializes in wheel alignments, oil changes, and general maintenance for all makes and models of cars and small trucks. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4 Fridays. Eller Automotive Repair at 915 Morton, right behind Great Bend Appliance, Furniture, and Sleep Source, 10th and Morton.
Introducing Ag Mechanics at Barton Community College in partnership with Case New Holland Top Tech. Hands-on training in areas like electrical, hydraulics, and diesel engines, with technicians gaining the knowledge and skills needed to start a career with CNH Level 1 training. Join this high-demand field at a CNH dealership in only 9 months. Learn more at toptech.bartoncccc.edu.
This is Hadley.
Hadley, what's going on? I've been trying to call you for the past half hour.
Well, Papa, ever since you started this big sale, the phones have been like crazy.
That's a good thing, Hadley. And didn't I ask you to name the sale?
I did. It's a sale. It's so good you won't believe it.
Oh, Hadley, it is so good you won't believe it.
C&E Doors is offering steel on both sides 9x7 white doors for the same price as vinyl backliner doors. Call today.
Sports Day is presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department. Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Welcome back, Sports Day here on KVGB. Today, our show brought to you by the Animal Medical Center in Great Bend. Large or small, they take care of them all. And Equity Bank, adding value for their customers and communities. Equity Bank in Great Bend, Hoisington, and Larned. Check out the locations tab at equitybank.com for more information. Time to talk Great Bend Lady Panthers softball. Head coach Carrie Minton is in with us today. Deshauna Bryant. Did you run it to get here?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, all right. I like that hustle.
Yeah.
I like that hustle. Sadie Spray once sprinted down the entire, she couldn't find parking in the front.
Oh, yeah?
And wasn't even breathing hard when she got here. That's what I was concerned about. Okay, Shayla Prendergast is here with us today, and Catherine Mazook. This is going to be a 2 Mazook day. You know that, don't you? Yeah, Joe's coming in here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we got the
Double whammy.
that double whammy here today. Carrie Minton.
Yes.
Congratulations. Been a good, I get good season, but a good week and a half, and you just want to keep it going. But 5-0 shutout yesterday, and now you're in pretty good position for a Western Athletic Conference title right now.
Yeah. I think last time we were in here, we were just getting ready to head to Dodge for our tournament. And so we knew we had a pretty challenging chunk of our schedule ahead of us. And, Dodge kind of was a little bit of a learning experience, growing experience, I'm going to say, because I feel like, we took away a lot. And girls came back last week, big matchup with Hayes.
The longest 3-game series in history.
It seemed like, I think we walked out onto the field on Monday, and I feel like it's like the movie Groundhog Day. Like, we just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. But, yeah, I finally got that in, and, it feels good to get a 3-game sweep of Hayes and then start the week off, with Garden, or this part of our series. So it's been a good run.
You have faced some very good pitching going back to Dodge City, and then you've really gone through, well, you saw one of the other really good pitchers in the WAC, and Dreher from Hayes, and you took care of those 2 pitchers. That's got to give your team a lot of confidence, I would think.
It has, and that's been, going into this, one of the things, the unknown going into Dodge, because we don't see those teams. Mm-hmm. I think if we went back and replayed those games, potentially there'd be a different outcome for a couple of them. So, going into the Hayes series with Dreher, we feel, pretty confident playing against her. And then Whitehurst has had a tremendous season, but, we were able to hit off of her last year, and I think that confidence, our biggest discussion in the last couple of weeks has just been being more disciplined at the plate. And, we're going to face good pitchers, but make them work, don't help them out. So, and they've done a tremendous job of that.
Whitehurst, Dreher, Whitehurst. It's time to put another top pitcher in there, too. Tell me about Shayla's day yesterday.
Yeah. Shayla's had a really good run of things, and going through Hayes last week and then starting off with Garden this week, we tried to kind of disperse our pitching duties a little bit, and we've had some injuries, and so we've relied on Shayla a lot, and she has done an outstanding job. Our word that, I kind of joke around with her is, efficiency, knowing that we're going to spend time out in the circle, so try and be as efficient as possible, so that way we limit the number of pitches. And yesterday she was on fire, and that's, my concern was, and our discussion was, let's get you, if you can get through a couple of innings, and then we can bring in somebody in relief, just so that way, she's not throwing as much all week long, and having thrown the full game on Monday at Hayes. So, but every time she had a big old smile on her face coming off the field, and she had a big old smile on her face when she was coming back out on the field, and every single time it was, I got this, I'm good, and, that puts a smile on my face. So.
Okay, Shayla, all right. I don't want to talk about your pitching. I want to talk about the home run, okay? I want to talk about the home. That's your first of the year, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Scoot up just a little bit closer there.
There you go.
So tell me about the home run. I mean, that was part of a big part of the game when you kind of spread it out a little bit. Tell me about that.
Well, it all started whenever Denver hit off of that changeup. That was a really good start to our offense that inning, and then I just had the confidence, and I knew I was going to do whatever I could to move that runner, and then just a happy accident.
So you're telling me you didn't sit there and hit it and then kind of stare and then kind of the bat flipped to the side?
No.
What did you know it was out?
Whenever Catherine started yelling.
Yeah. And Catherine was on the on-deck circle, and so it was, yeah.
We'll get back to your pitching here in just a minute, because these are the home run girls. Okay. Catherine Mazook, tell me about yours yesterday.
I just fed off of Shayla's energy. I mean, the confidence that she had really translated to my at bat, and I knew that Whitehurst, she's pretty flustered. And so when she gave me my pitch, I hit it oppo.
What's that mean?
Opposite field.
Okay, we didn't have those words.
That was
right
a deep home run to right center. It was.
The oppo. I like that. So, was that on a changeup? Tell me about your pitch.
I would say it's probably an outside fastball.
Okay, so she didn't give you a changeup.
Nope.
Nope. When did you know that one was gone?
Off the bat, honestly.
Did you strut and stand and then flip the bat?
No, I didn't strut and stand.
Good
but,
deal.
I mean, I was a little more confident than I probably should have been. But my bat previously in the game, I did take one that actually blew foul. But I knew that I could trust my power that way. And I knew it was off the bat, honestly. But it was a happy accident, I guess.
Okay, Deshauna, the other home run girl. Yeah. Tell me about your home run last week in Hayes, because that was a big one. That kind of just blew the game open, and it had been kind of a frustrating day before you just pounded that one out.
Yeah, it felt really nice to put the ball in play and just hitting the ball.
That's her thing, like, you know, when Deshauna's coming up to bat and we've got runners on, there's a lot of pressure on that opposing pitcher out there, and you know she stands in the box and lets him know that she owns that a little bit. So it was nice to see her open that up for us.
Okay, so when you come up, what's your approach when you come up there with runners on when you know that you have home run power?
I just try to get the ball in play, line drive, or anything that can get anybody in will work. Anything will work.
Okay, anyone can jump in on this question. Okay, this is open for everyone. What was the most impressive thing about Camden Post catch last week?
Oh, the one. Okay, all of us. Could you see all of our brains just like turning? Like, what was the play yesterday? I didn't remember the. Yeah, but Camden's had a lot of great catches. But yeah, when we were playing up at Hayes, she made a phenomenal catch at the fence. And
well, did she leave the park?
Well, Hayes' fence is a little funky. It's a net, really, is kind of what it is. It's netting that's held up by sticks, and so it's as soon as you run into it, it just gives and goes. And so she caught it, and it just kind of her momentum carried her through the net. I'm not going to say over. She just carried her through it.
Okay, I was just trying to listen to Hesher's play-by-play. I didn't really know what happened. But
it's kind of a funky net. It's not like ours.
I didn't know what to call it. Is it a fence? Is it a wall? Is it
It's a net.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a net.
Defense has been kind of an overlooked thing on your team this year. I mean, that's really helped you guys out a lot. People talk about your hitting, and of course, we'll talk about Shayla's game here in just a moment. But talk about the defense you've had this year, Carrie.
No, we've done a great job, and that's one of the things that we've talked about is, we don't want to put a tremendous amount of pressure on our pitchers in the circle and expect them to carry such a huge load. And it's been nice letting our pitchers know that they've got the defense behind them. We've had a few games where we've let things kind of slide a little bit. It hasn't been as clean. And we've seen where that has cost us a little bit, and we talk about it, and everybody knows that as we get closer to the end of the year, we start cleaning those things up, and when we clean those things up and we're hitting the way we are, we look pretty darn good.
Okay, Shayla. 11 strikeouts, 1 hit. Did you feel that one come? I mean, Coach said that, you were on fire. I mean, did you feel like going in, or just your thoughts before you took the mound in the top of the first inning?
I knew that Garden had been having a really good year, so I was a little nervous, but I warmed up really well, and I just felt like my defense was really on. I was like, this is just going to be good. And so.
What was really working for you yesterday?
I was able to find the umpire's zone, which is good. I took advantage of his zone well, and then my movement pitches were breaking well. But really, it was just like the defense behind me just helped a lot, so I knew, like, hey, even if this hangs a little bit in the middle, like, my defense has got me. Catherine and Kaya on middle infield have really been eating up any ground balls that they got, and then the outfield, Shauna, Camo, and Ava, like, I know, hey, that ball looks like it might be gone, and then she just, like, grabbed it.
That's a nice thing to have, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, tell me about what the scouting report on was with Whitehurst, the very good pitcher for Garden City, Deshauna. What was kind of the message going in with you guys? Because I know that she kind of likes to change things up, right?
My intake on her was her rise balls and maybe outside pitches a little bit, and I had to take control of that to, put the ball in play and do my thing at the plate.
Carrie, what's your message to players going against Whitehurst?
Just basically, just be really disciplined. Like she wants to try and get ahead in the count, and then she's going to go at us with, like Deshauna mentioned, she's got a really good rise ball. And we saw that. We were able to watch them when they played Derby in that big 10-inning game down in the tournament. And Derby chased the rise ball all game long. She has a great curveball, but again, it goes to the outside. And so she's trying to make you chase stuff off the plate just to kind of get, a weak ground ball on the infield or a pop-up. And our message to them was to be really disciplined because nobody had really made her come at the plate and throw strikes. And our girls did a really good job of making her work.
There's been a lot of big games for you guys over the last couple of weeks here. So, Catherine, what was the mindset going into yesterday's start of it? Well, we'll finish it up tomorrow, but the series with Garden City, you know that you got a chance to really just go out and take care of business here.
Knowing that we are at the top of the WAC, it put a little pressure, but from our experience last year, we deal with pressure a lot better this year. We didn't deal with it great last year against Hayes. We put a lot of pressure on ourselves, so we knew we had the talent. Like Mitten said, we were really focused on being disciplined, whether it be where you are, like for my experience, like at second, like I need to move up when those slappers, those goals are really fast. Garden has a lot of speed, so whether it be in the field or at the plate, watching pitches, making sure you're not chasing anything, we just wanted to be disciplined and not put too much pressure on ourselves knowing that we are at the top of the WAC.
Yeah, but, you move up for those slappers, but there's always that opportunity that they might not slap on that one. How do you do that? I don't.
I trust my ability, honestly. I did get some real hard ground balls yesterday, but I trust my ability and the experience that I have.
Okay, what do you think about heading out to Garden City tomorrow for 2 games? You get 1 win, you clinch the conference championship. What are you thinking right now?
I'm thinking we just do our thing, just like we did yesterday. It was a slow start to the game, 1-0 for a long time, but we know that we have the ability to win these games, so we just need to not put too much pressure on ourselves, knowing that we are still at the top of the WAC, and just go out and win.
Deshauna, you've reached the stage that on the Sports Day show that you can be called a grizzled veteran now. the senior going her final season here. What are your thoughts here? You get head down the finish. Headed down this for the final time.
It's sad that it's my last year, but I hope things come to a good end and just finish sharp. Win or lose, just end off with a good season for my last year.
Yeah, and you've been a key part of this program for a while. What makes you feel good about this Lady Panther team as you move on to the end of the year and hopefully a deep run in the postseason?
It feels good playing my part. Being the fourth hitter and just being a great hitter throughout the years, and it's just been great.
Shayla, you always smile all the time, I want you to, get a rebound so you just growl at people, okay?
Oh.
Okay. Was she growling yesterday or was...
No.
Okay.
No,
okay.
there's no growling.
Just smile?
Just smiles.
Smile. There you go. See you later.
Lots of smiles.
What are you thinking about this doubleheader tomorrow?
Like Heather said, we just need to not have too much pressure. We know what we can do. Like, our defense is sharp. We just we know we can do it. We just have to make sure we piece it all together and just do what we can do and... yeah, just see how it goes.
Yeah, just go out there and take care of business tomorrow. Carrie, what are your thoughts going into this, chance for a big day out at Garden City tomorrow?
It is. It's a great opportunity, but they need to understand and recognize that they've put themselves in this position. It didn't just happen, come out of nowhere. So they've earned it. They've worked really hard. If we're going to rehash anything coming back from Garden City, it's going to be that, we left 11 runners. I think it was 11 runners on base yesterday. We did a great job of getting on base. We didn't necessarily finish as well as we would have liked. And push some of those runs across, which I think going into a 2-game series with them, I think that gives us a little bit of the upper hand.
How do you think this team's handled expectations? I think pretty good, huh?
Our girls have handled it really well. Like I said, we've addressed the situations that have come up that have put us in tough predicaments. Maybe made our pitchers have to work a little bit harder sometimes than what they needed to. Maybe not have done our job at the plate in putting runs across to help back them up. But they've handled it all really well, and they continue to grow and get better, and that's what's really exciting as we finish up. We've got 6 games left in the regular season, and we're playing really well right now.
Guys, thanks for coming in today. You telling a joke about me over there? Or what's okay, I've got a question for you, Catherine. So you've got a brother, right?
I do. I have 2.
Okay, so you've been fired as your grandpa's lawnmower. Oh, I mean...
I don't know if fired is the right word. Maybe retired.
Retired?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I was watching... He was mowing on angles this week. I don't ever remember you seeing you do that. Maybe he's taking it to a new level? I don't know.
Maybe.
Okay.
I have my ways. He has mine.
Okay, all right, perfect. Guys, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Hey, good luck tomorrow. Go have fun, okay?
Thanks.
All right, Great Bend Lady Panthers softball here on KVGB.
From the Mayo Money Management Studios, 1590 KVGB, Great Bend, and 95.5 FM K238CK, Hoisington.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec.
Sports, leisure, fitness and wellness, even senior and adaptive needs. It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Pick up a program guide or stop by the rec office at 1214 Stone in Great Bend. Or check out the website, greatbendrec.com. Live, play, explore at the rec.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Live, play, explore at the rec.
Hey everyone, this is Cole Ryan, voice of the Barton Cougars. Attending sporting events for Barton Community College is great, but did you know you can support the athletic teams even further by getting involved with the Cougar Booster Club? The Boosters help with fundraising for equipment and facility upgrades to give Barton athletes every opportunity to keep succeeding at the regional and national levels. Join the Cougar Booster Club as an individual or business. Call 620-792-9377. Become a booster today. Go Cougars.
If you're needing a healthcare plan for your business, let the experienced and dedicated staff at Freedom Claims Management Incorporated customize a health insurance plan that fits your business's need. Regardless if you're a large corporation or a small business on Main Street, Freedom Claims Management Incorporated can help you provide your employees with great health coverage at an affordable cost. Visit freedomclaimse.com where you can schedule a free, no-obligation health assessment today. Freedom Claims Management Incorporated in Great Bend.
Central and Western Kansas residents, are you looking for a new vehicle? Marmy Auto Group can make it happen. Marmy Auto Group includes Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep and Ram, Chevrolet, and GMC. Marmy Auto Group, your Central and Western Kansas dealer, has new and pre-owned vehicles, or we can special order your vehicle today. If your existing vehicle needs serviced, Marmy's award-winning service department can help. Come to Marmy Auto Group on 10th or marmys.net. Marmys, make it happen.
It's Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
Welcome back to Sports Day here on KVGB. Brought to you by Great Bend Rec, the mission dedicated to improving our community and the lives of its individuals. Here, Jade, you read that one.
Eller Automotive Repair. They specialize in wheel alignments, oil changes, and general maintenance for all makes and models of cars and small trucks.
Okay, just pass that one to the left, okay.
C&E Doors, your full-service garage door company. Follow the orange sign south of 10th and Harrison.
Pretty good stuff. We have a full studio here today as we're going to talk Great Bend, the Lady Panthers swim. Jade Winter, head coach, is in with us. Chloe Snap, Joe Mizzou, Dixie Gallant. Okay, well, I got up to a good start here. Gallant. Okay, and Darcy Feist, all in here on the show today. Okay, you guys been busy getting ready for Senior Day tomorrow. Jade, tell me about what you're looking for.
Yeah, we have our home senior night tomorrow. It's our last home meet of the year. I think especially the seniors are excited to swim in a meet for one last time in our home pool. I think it's just a comfortability thing.
swimming at home. I mean, the girls really enjoy just being able to just go out and have that familiarity of, okay, this is my lane that I normally swim in, so I'm going to swim fast.
4 seniors in here today. Gosh. I called Deshauna Bryant a grizzled veteran. I guess I'm going to call all these guys in here grizzled veterans today. Khalees, what's it mean to you to be swimming in your final home meet tomorrow?
It's kind of bittersweet because, like, I know I have more ahead of me of, like, state swim and WAC and stuff, like, left for us. But it's sad, you know, because I've been swimming in that pool for, like, 13 years, so it's...
Well, okay. And you had a pretty good day at Salina Central on Friday, so they ended up finishing, let's see, you were part of the 200 medley that finished second, also on the 200 free relay, and... Oh, yeah, the 100-yard freestyle, right? Second?
I got second in the 100 breast.
Okay. Well, I probably wrote that down.
You're good.
Okay, a free, then that's okay. Tell me about that race. Got second.
Well, it's a fast pool. Went into it we all had our tech suits on, so we were kind of going in with a good mindset, and the energy was just really good that day, and we got all of our relays qualified, and then I got my 100 breast qualified, my individual, and I was just kind of ready to go in there and do my thing, and I wasn't expecting a state time, but I got a good surprise when I looked up at the scoreboard, so.
So are those times kind of embedded in your mind? I mean, you look up and see that, and you know that, hey, I'm qualified.
Yes, definitely, because just like since freshman year, you know what I mean, like you're always trying to cut time, and like I have the state time in my head, like, so I know I'm like, oh, that person's fast, this person's fast, but like when I touched and looked up, I was like, that's state, and I was like, okay.
Okay, so how many events are you qualified in right now?
3.
3, okay. Joe, you ended up getting second in the 50 free, correct?
Yes.
Okay, it wasn't the breaststroke.
Nope, not the breaststroke.
Tell me about that race.
The 50 is super fast, and it's a lot of just how you dive in, how you turn. A lot can make that race either really fast or really slow. Yesterday at Hayes, I finally broke 27, and I got a 26.9, and to qualify, it's a 26.6. So I still got to work on getting that qualification time.
Okay, so did you swim outside at Hayes?
No, it was inside.
Okay. So it's not, maybe I'm thinking of summer.
Yes.
Summer, because that's a 50, right? Just
yes.
straight across there. You don't have to turn on that.
Yes.
Okay. That was a few years ago. Come on. Remember that. So what about the relay teams? You had to be pretty pleased with those, Joe.
Yes, all 3 of them I'm in, and that I helped qualify for, and I really like doing the relays, and it's just something that I was either an anchor or I started it, and it's just so fulfilling when you're the anchor and you end and everyone's screaming above you and you like finally get that time, and it's just a really good feeling.
Darcy, how do you, okay, you're on 2 of those relay teams, and the 400 free and the 200 free relay. So how do you know when to go into the water when someone else, I mean, tell me about how that transition goes.
Well, we've been working on that a lot this season because after our first meet, our coach was basically like, your starts are really bad. Your relay starts...
We didn't say they were bad.
Not you.
Okay.
So you basically have to time it exactly right to where you don't go too early in DQ. But if you're going super late, that's adding on seconds. And when you're trying to go for a state time, that's not a good thing. So you really have to watch, and you want to be swinging your arms and stepping before they even touch, but your feet can't leave the block. Like your toes can't leave the block before their hand touches. So it's a very much like practice thing, but once we have those state relays, like we know our order now and we know the 4 girls that are on it, so we can really practice, like I can practice my exchange with Josephine and she can practice hers with Clarice, so we can get it like perfect.
Okay, so, well, you're both on the free, so it's not the medley. Okay, so because there's different strokes, right?
Yes.
On the medley, so it's not just like a free where, it's a different stroke to know when you've got to go.
Yes, the medley has all 4 strokes.
Okay, so what's your position usually on this?
I'm the freestyle.
Okay, so who's coming in when you start?
Emma Snap. She does the butterfly, so she's right before me.
Okay, so that would be a tricky one if she's like in the middle of a stroke, right?
Yes.
Before you can go?
Yes, we've had a little bit of a hard time with that. trying to get that right when she's right on top of the water and touching the wall, then I can go. We've just tried to practice that a lot.
Okay, Darcy, where's your position on the 2 relays? You swim in third each time, or?
Normally I swim the third leg of it, so I'm normally, Josephine's normally going off the block when I'm coming in, so.
Okay, so where are the judges at?
They stand kind of like in between the lanes and then on the sides like watching.
Okay.
And if you go early, they'll typically like raise your hand so everybody on the relay kind of knows, and it's really sad when that happens, but.
The swim of shame.
Yeah, you still have to swim, so that stinks, but.
At that point, so how many relays are qualified? We have all 3 in there now?
Yep.
Okay, so how excited are you to swim at home tomorrow?
I'm very excited, and I think the atmosphere is just so much better now that we have everything, like all the relays qualified. I think everyone is kind of now swimming for the love of swim instead of like, oh, I have to get this qualified. So I'm very excited to have one last meet at home and just get to like celebrate our seniors and celebrate how we've done this season, because we have such a small team this year. So I'm very just impressed with our team going from 30 girls to 10 and still qualifying all 3 relays quicker than we did last year.
Dixie, thoughts on senior day out at Barton tomorrow?
I think it's going to be exciting because for me, it's going to be my last home meet, and I've only been in swim for 2 years, so this being my last one for the 2 years it's going to be a lot, but we all try our best and we all work as hard as we can, and since everyone else got their relays qualified, it's going to be nice. And
Dixie, what made you decide to come out for swimming?
So
this is actually leading somewhere. I just want you to know that. Okay?
I had a friend that did swim for up until her junior year, and her junior year she quit. And I saw her do it, and it made me think, oh, well, maybe I can do that. So I had joined the swim team, and I started loving it, and that's how I am now.
Had you ever swam, competitively before, like in summer swim or anything like that?
No, I had not.
Really? So what was the first practice that you went? I'm surprised you came back, because you get in that pool, because swimming's it's a hard sport. What do you like about it?
Just mainly like the people that you're around too, and your teammates are really always supportive over like no matter what stroke you're doing. Like this year I'm trying breaststroke, and that's a harder stroke than free, and my first year I started free stroke. And I just kind of like it because, you're working yourself, and you also got supportive on the side.
What about becoming competitive? Or were you always that way?
I've kind of been that way, depending on like what it is. But there's some things where I'm like, well, it's just a game. It's not really competitive. And there's some things where I'm like, it is really competitive. Like you got to try your best and try and get up there.
Yeah, because I had a son, he hadn't gone out for any sports at all, and then he got into swimming like his sophomore year. He'd get up on the blocks, and if the light was just right, you could see through his rib cage, and then he got involved with swim. Now he's an Army drill sergeant, so, swimming's just such a great sport, and it means a lot to our family. So, Joe, you're shaking your head over there. What coming up, WAC is next week, too. That's pretty big, isn't it?
In 2 weeks.
2 weeks, okay, okay.
It's coming up, and we're excited. We're going to try our best to formulate the best relays and also try and formulate the best way for people to be in individuals and try and end up on top.
Clarice, how cool is it to be on a relay with your sis?
Oh, it's kind of fun because, I don't know, it's just fun to, kind of mentor a little bit on maybe relay starts or something, or being we can kind of tell each other hey, you look slow on that, or you need to touch the wall like this. We can kind of say things to each other and it'll be okay, and it's fun. It's cool to see each other.
You don't have any sister spats or anything like that?
Oh, no, they do.
We do, because, I'll just be why are you doing that? We're just not afraid to say to each other, why are you doing this right now, in the practice.
Guys, thanks for coming in today. Darcy, you did such a great job. I got one more for you right there, okay. Sports Day today brought to you by...
Brought to you in part by the Animal Medical Center in Great Bend. Large or small, they take care of them all.
You got a very good voice.
Thank you.
Yes. thinking about radio at all? Or you just come on in? Guys, thank you very much. Have fun tomorrow.
Thank
you.
you.
For setting this up. Sports Day, we're going to talk with Gerard Welbrock, voice of Fort Hays State Tigers. That is next.
Extend the life of your equipment with the best warranty program and risk management tool in the agriculture industry. The Cenex Total Protection Plan covers new and used equipment. Receive up to 10 years or 10,000 hours of engine coverage when you use Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster premium diesel fuel and synthetic lubricants. With no deductible, the Cenex Total Protection Plan provides unmatched coverage to give you the power you need to keep your business running like a well-oiled machine.
Contact American Plains Co-op Fuel Department in Great Bend, your certified Cenex distributor, today.
This is Hadley, what's going on? I've been trying to call you for the past half hour.
Well, Papa, ever since you started this big sale, the phones have been like crazy.
That's a good thing, Hadley. And didn't I ask you to name the sale?
I did. It's a sale. It's so good you won't believe it.
Oh, Hadley, it is so good you won't believe it.
C&E Doors is offering steel on both sides 9x7 white doors for the same price as vinyl backliner doors. Call today.
Ready for a fresh start? This spring, Equity Bank is here to help you bloom into better banking with a $300 bonus. Receive $300 when you open a new Equity Bank checking account and use code FRESH either in person or online. It's the perfect way to reset your routine and refresh your finances. Visit equitybank.com/fresh for full details and start your season strong at Equity Bank. They never forget it's your money. Member FDIC.
High school seniors, get ready for what's next. Barton Community College enrollment days are back, and you can get everything set for this fall in just one day. Meet with advisors, pick your classes, tour campus, and more. No stress and no hassle, just your future ready to roll. Don't miss out, spots fill up fast. Register now through July 22nd. Visit enroll.bartonccc.edu today, where your future starts now.
Some people call him Gerard. Most people just call him Grr. It's time for Tiger Talk on Sports Day with the voice of the Fort Hays State Tigers. Here's Gerard Welbrock.
Gerard Welbrock has got another episode of From the Press Box with Gerard Welbrock. Getting ready for the MIAA softball tournament in Hays today. I just got a question. Do you have your lineups yet?
You're funny. You're funny. No, I do not.
See, no one
play till 3 though. So
okay, well, I know, but it just goes on, and then you get ready to go.
I know it. Softball's the worst.
Have you come up with a way to transfer the lineup to your card, or because see that's it, and I wasn't kidding when I said it's play-by-play stress to the max. Softball, baseball.
Right. It's hard. Yeah, you're right. That's the biggest. That is the biggest stressor. Getting it transferred over in time.
And double headers.
I mean, 2 of a double header.
Oh yeah, it's not fun.
It's awful.
It's not fun at all. Okay,
so you just don't understand the stress we're under.
No. And they're sitting there, you're kind of waiting around. You know, you don't want to just say, come on, coach, come on, coach, come on, coach.
But come on, coach.
Which I have said that before, yeah. Well, who should I bat second or just put them down? It's your first thought's the best one. Okay, has Fort Hays hosted an MIAA softball tournament before?
Nope, first time. First time ever. They hosted a regional.
Yeah, okay.
They had a really good team in 13, but yeah, never a softball tournament before. So this is new ground.
Okay, Fort Hays plays Emporia today, and Lady Tigers 24-20 on the year. What kind of expectations maybe do they have for the MIAA tournament that's kicking off today?
You know, it's interesting because they were really rolling. They'd won 9 in a row. I think they were like 19-6, and we're like, man, it's going to be a special year. And then month of April's been tough. Good teams for one. They played the toughest portion of the schedule, a lot of tough losses. So in a way, I think it's kind of like a reset for them. I think they're capable of making a run, and they could lose today. You look at Emporia, they played them, they won in extras and got run rolled. So I think today's game is kind of a toss-up as well. They certainly are capable. They haven't played as well lately, but maybe being back home and the fact it's the tournament, you kind of maybe mentally you reset because it is the postseason, might be just what they need. So they're capable of making a run, and that's a bad answer. They're capable of losing this first game. It's kind of that's kind of how their season's been a little bit.
That stadium sure has changed over the years. Of course, I guess, those trees have grown up a lot, Gur.
It's become cozy, and, it's all turf now, and then, we did the bleachers, the wraparound bleachers. It's really, really neat. It's a great facility, and I'm just happy with today. The wind is not blowing, which is a rarity, because even when it's a calm day, it seems like it blows out here, but it's, it looks like the rain has stopped. It's going to be a pretty good day. It looks like it should be a pretty good weekend weather-wise. So hopefully some good softball for folks to come out and watch. Should be a lot of fun.
Okay, Gerard, let's go to baseball right now. The Tigers take 2 of 3 from Northwest, and now finishing up the season starting tomorrow, they'll be in beautiful Claremore, Oklahoma. Cool town, just north of Tulsa, and they go into that series tied with Central Missouri State for the conference lead. So give me the scenario heading into the final full weekend of MIAA regular season baseball.
Well, first, just to hear you say that is amazing, that Fort Hays State, where they were not too long ago, would be tied for first in the MIAA going to the championship on the final weekend of the regular season and have a tournament spot locked up, I think is remarkable. And that's where they're at. I would give the advantage to Central Missouri just in the sense they have Newman, who's in last place. But I would preface that with saying Newman, despite being in last place, they took one from Fort Hays. They've taken some games from some good teams, and even when you look at their series, they can score. They can really hit the ball and put up the good numbers. They've struggled on the mound. They took one from Fort Hays. I think in like a big game, and that was against the Tigers ace that day in the series opener. So I think they're capable of taking one from Central, but that's more unlikely than Fort Hays State maybe dropping one at Ross. I think the Hillcats are really good, and so I think Fort Hays State has a tougher draw in that regard to close it out, but you never know. And I think what's also going to be very important for them is stay in second place if you can't, if you don't win the league outright or share the league championship, because 10-team single elimination tournament for baseball, just like they're doing for softball. But if you get top 6 get a first round bye, but if you're one of those top 2, you're going to play someone who had to play the day before, and you'll avoid maybe someone's number 1 starter, which could be an advantage. You never know. But to me, finishing first or second would be big, and they're going to be top 3 regardless, which will be their best finish in the MIAA. So it's been a remarkable run for them, and hopefully they can finish it strong and see what happens in the postseason. But just the fact that where they are going into the final weekend of the regular season is quite remarkable.
And I was talking to Brent Biggs, Barton baseball coach, on Monday about this, and I've done the same thing with basketball, and there's such it's a long grind, right? And it seems you go through and you win the conference championship, and then what? I wish there was some big reward for winning that. Is there in Division II baseball, other than probably getting into the tournament?
Yeah, then if you win the tournament, the conference tournament championship,
but I mean,
they're automatic now. That has changed with the 8-team region. So I mean, and I think, and that becomes we'll find out that when the region rankings come out, because they're in the list of consideration of the top 10. Fort Hays has some monster wins, but they had some really bad losses early in the year to some really bad teams, and I think, I would like to think they're in a good spot to make the NCAA. I think that, to me, I would feel more comfortable if they have a good weekend, take at least 2 out of 3, and then win at least one conference tournament game. They would happen to lose the series to Rogers, and then maybe get bounced in the quarters. And then I don't think the NCAA is a lock. We'll find out more where they're sitting right now. Their RPI was 6th out of the 10s listed. So I mean, I think they still have more work to do in that regard just to get in. But at least you do get an automatic now by winning the conference tournament. So I think there is a reward there. But yeah, for the regular season, it's hey, Greg, you're the one who turn around to play the conference tournament.
Exactly.
But I do think if you win the regular season, you're in a really good spot to make the NCAAs, even if it doesn't come with the automatic.
Okay, what do you think about single elimination baseball tournaments?
You know what? I don't know. Softball did it last year, and all the coaches seem to really love it. Yeah. That's why they're doing it again this year. I think it does, and in the Fort Hays State's case, that's why if you can get the top 2 seed, and as they're going to stand. They're going to you need 3 guys now to get through the tournament. So I do think it helps in that regard, your pitching, because sometimes you get deep in those tournaments, you're coming through the losers bracket, you're out of arms, and it gets out of hand, and sometimes that's not a good deal either. Seeing softball last year, it seemed to work okay. It'll be interesting to see what the baseball coaches feel about it, but on the softball side anyway, it seemed like the majority of them kind of liked it. I was a little surprised to hear that, but 4 days without Ty Riley to start. I mean, he's as good as anybody in the conference. He may get pitcher of the year. We'll see when that comes out next week. You have him in game 1. You like your chances. And then getting Flaherty back, he's pitched really, really well. And that's been kind of a big boost for them on their midweeks because he came back from injury. You kind of have your weekend rotation back now that they have a midweek this week. So I know they have to take care of business this weekend, but we get to the tournament. I mean, I think they're stacked up to make a run. We'll see what happens. But, the single elimination obviously puts way more pressure on every pitch in every game, but sometimes that makes it pretty fun.
Yeah, and I think I like it. I want to see how that would look because you get some ugly games. You get like 18 to 14, and guys are, so anyway. Hey, Gerd, got to run. Have a good call today. Hope you get your lineups here in just a little bit.
I appreciate that. Thanks, Steve.
Okay, Jared Welbrock, voice the 4-Day State Tigers.
Dr. Nels here with Animal Medical Center, and today we want to have a leadership moment and talk about leadership is not about production. It's not about the numbers. It's not about production. It's about reproduction because great leaders reproduce themselves to make sure things can go on beyond them. Let's think about leadership. If you're in that position, we're all leaders, though. It's not about production. It's about reproduction. Dr. Nels here, Animal Medical Center, large or small. We take care of them all.
Now, in its second decade, it's Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
Sports Day also brought to you by the Barton Cougar Booster Club, continuing their efforts to make the Barton Athletic Department the best in the country. Beck, welcome back to Sports Day. That was a good conversation with Jared Welbrock. I didn't know they were doing that this year. And the more I think about it, for just a single elimination tournament, because you've got to win one game. If you're set up deep, you're not going to be penalized, or one team's not going to be able to run the table for sure. And boy, you get some horrible games when teams are trying to bounce back. They've run out of pitching. I want to see how this is going to work. Yeah, single elimination conference tournaments. Yeah, that's what they'll be doing in Joplin, Missouri. Hopefully 4-Day State can at least stay in second or possibly win the MIAA. That would be quite the turnaround season. Baseball tonight here on KVGB as we'll bring you Game 2 of the series with the Tampa Bay Rays. Coverage begins at 5:30. Then tomorrow, it's a no sports day. Royals play at 11:30, and don't forget we will have softball from Garden City. Randy Gehring with the call. Lady Panthers try to win the WAC against Garden. Randy Gehring with a pregame at 2:45.